What's up, Planeswalkers? Therex 6, back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena, back from the conference. This will be my first vid back, and man, things have changed. Really nice, interesting stuff going on. As you can see, I have not played for a few days. I really like a lot of these features here. The learn more stuff with specific things, that's really nice. Where'd it go? Direct challenge is a thing. I do plan on doing a little mini stream where I just challenge subs and things. But yeah, today we're going to be playing some Dinosaurs. I don't know why this is down here and not up here, but it's just a nice red-green dinosaur. Something fun, something chill. Anyway, this deck has some ramp, 4 Llanowar Elves, 4 Commune with Dinosaurs, and 4 Thunderherd Migration. Llanowar Elves is great for ramping into our turn 3 plays on turn 2, which is really nice. Unfortunately, of course, if we're running up against another mono-green deck and they play a Steel Leaf on turn 2, then it's better than our Dinosaurs. But having that mana ramp is really nice, gives us into our late game pretty quick. Commune with Dinosaurs is nice because either it gets you guaranteed land drops or you're able to get a dinosaur. So this is kind of just extra copies of each of the dinosaurs that are in our deck, and we're going to be able to get some value instead of just top decking land. Thunderherd Migration is a rampant growth in this deck, essentially. You're going to be able to ramp from 2 all the way up to 4, and that's just really nice, being able to hit these sooner than we otherwise would. Our 3-drop dinosaurs, we run 4 Thrashing Brontodons and 2 Runic Armasaurs. We like Brontodon a little bit more here because it does have 1 extra point of power, as opposed to having the extra point of toughness. Of course, if the meta was super aggressive, then I think Armasaur actually might be better. But Brontodon, both of them do come with nice extra abilities. So Brontodon we're going to be able to sacrifice to get rid of any pesky enchantments. Often this is going to be if our opponent's trying to abuse a disinformation campaign or Eldritch Reborn. We could theoretically use this against an opponent's Search for Azcanta, but that really is game dependent on whether or not they're going to get a lot of value out of that card, or if they already the damage is already done. Runic Armasaur, however, is a little bit different, and it's really cool. Because if our opponent uses a creature or a land to do something, we get to draw a card. So against red, Fanatical Firebrand, we're going to be able to draw a card. If our control opponent is using the flipped Azcanta, we're going to be able to draw a card, and that's really nice. Unfortunately, I do wish that this was just an opponent activates the ability of like a non-Planeswalker permanent or something. I understand why they don't want to put Planeswalker in here, but if we were able to get value off enchantments as well, then I think this card would have seen play already, but unfortunately, it hasn't. I like this card. I think it's really interesting, so hopefully we're going to be able to see it work really nicely in this deck. A 4-drop slot, we have 4 Ripjaw Raptors and 2 Territorial Allosaurus. Try and say that 5 times fast. Ripjaw Raptor is a great 4/5 that draws us more cards. It's a decent, nice body against our control opponents, and even against our aggro opponents. It's a really nice mid-rangey body that replaces itself if it gets damaged once and dies, or if it doesn't get damaged once and it gets damaged multiple times, then we get to draw a bunch of cards. And green decks really like drawing a bunch of cards because then we get to keep playing things and overroll our opponent, and they're going to die by the Ripjaws. It's going to be great. Territorial Allosaurus is really nice. You can play it as a 4-mana 5/5, which is totally fine on curve. Of course, the mono green Stompy deck does play like 3-mana 5/4s, but this has the extra benefit of being able to fight something if you are in that kind of later game and you can kick it. For example, this can kill a Nicol Bolas, right? If you're in the late game, you top deck this after they played a Nicol Bolas, you can fight, kill the Bolas. It's really nice. It kills a decent number of things. A lot of the drakes and things like that. So the fight does come in handy, which is why I decided to run this card. That said, drawing cards a little bit better than potentially being able to fight things. So that's why it's this type of split. Then our later game dinosaurs, we have Regisaur Alpha. Being able to give creatures haste is just so nice, especially when it's right into next Carnage Tyrant. But also, this is just a 5-mana 7/7 worth body, 3 of which has haste. And that's just a really nice value get. I remember one of the relatively recent videos I did, I was facing against a sort of just Jund value deck that didn't have dinosaur value. It just had Regisaur Alpha, and that card was good enough on its own. And I really liked that version of the deck, that person's deck. I'm going to see if I can recreate, like Frankenstein it into existence, because I thought it was really cool. But yeah, Regisaur Alpha is very nice. Pretty much any point in the game, it can theoretically kill your opponent out of nowhere, and it does just give you 2 bodies against, for example, aggro, where you need just to block. Carnage Tyrant, the man, the myth, the legend. It helps us against control most. Obviously, against aggro, it might come down too late. That said, we do have a decent amount of ramp. But if you're able to curve Regisaur Alpha into Carnage Tyrant, it's just so nice when you hit your control opponent with that 1-2 punch, because you're getting in can't be countered, hexproof, haste, and it's just so good. It's just so good. That said, it might be a little too slow against those aggro players. So we do have a little bit of interaction, and I do use that word literally. We don't have a ton of interaction. We have 4 Savage Stomps and 2 Immortal Suns. Savage Stomp is nice removal that pretty much is always going to cost 1 mana, and although it is a sorcery speed, it does also buff up our creatures, which is nice, especially on something like a Ripjaw Raptor, where you can make it a 5/6 and have it kill something that's only a 5/5, get to draw a card, and have a 5/6 body left over, and that's very nice. But really, on any of our creatures, this is just a good card to use and have just a decent-ish removal spell. Obviously, there are going to be some situations, cough, cough, mono green, where their creatures are going to be bigger than ours, but for the most part, our creatures are going to be larger. And, of course, the Immortal Sun. This is essentially to fight against Planeswalkers. It helps us draw cards, it makes our spells cheaper, our creatures get bigger. It's all around nice, and we are ramping, so we should be able to get this out relatively consistently, and it should be pretty much always good unless we're on the back end against aggro. If we're on the front end against aggro, we can take the tempo loss of playing this card because we are able to get more options next turn. But typically where you're going to want this is anytime where you're ahead, or if you're behind, only against control. Because against aggro, you're probably just going to die. And then we're running a few lands. Of course, we don't have the Gruul shock lands yet, the Stomping Grounds, I think is what it's called. So we're running 2 Timber Gorge. We don't want very many lands to come in tapped, but I did think that we might need some still. Then we're running, of course, the Rootbound Crag. You can see a Regisaur. I assume it's a Regisaur Alpha in the background there. And then just 2 mountains. We are only running Regisaur Alpha in the main and a Lava Coil and Banefire on the side. So you don't need too many red sources, and then the rest are forests because we need to make sure we can get those turn 1 Llanowar Elves. And of course, it's going to be Ixalan lands. Into our sideboard, I should say, I'm only going to be playing best of ones today because I literally just got back home about half an hour ago. But I was like, I need to make this video. So we are only going to be playing best of ones, but it does seem like you guys do like the sideboard, even if I'm playing best of one. So for Lava Coils, we sometimes will need to make sure we're bringing in removal, and the Savage Stomps aren't enough. So in those situations, we bring in the Lava Coils. Sorcerous Spyglass. If we really hate Planeswalkers, cough cough Teferi, we bring in Sorcerous Spyglass. Screw you, Teferi. Deathgorge Scavenger is an awesome card by itself in the green-black like the Golgari mid-range matchup where they're using their graveyard, but it's even better because it's a dinosaur. I should point out, another place you bring this in is against the Izzet Drakes deck, because you are going to be able to eat their Jumpstart cards, as well as their Drakes if they haven't put them right into play out of nowhere. Ravenous Daggertooth, I don't know if this card's like actually good, but it was a dinosaur that technically helps you in the aggro matchup because it's a blocker and you can gain life. So, you know, you could probably get rid of this for probably just like more removal in the aggro matchup, but I thought it was cool. Then Vivien Reid and Banefire are both in the same, you bring them in the same matchup. Vivien Reid, you bring it against control, and Banefire, you also bring it against control. I should note, Immortal Sun is really good against control, and sometimes you're going to bring in Vivien Reid's, but still want to keep Immortal Sun if your opponent is playing, for example, Teferi and Ral, or Karn and Teferi, or like if your green-black opponent is playing Vraska, and Vivien, you might think that you need Vivien. Sometimes you're going to run into Vivien and Immortal Sun at the same time. Don't worry too much about it. It's 2 and 2 in the entire deck. It shouldn't happen that often. Just be aware that the Immortal Sun counts your stuff as well. So if you do have Vivien Reid out and you want to use it, don't play Immortal Sun, or at least use her before you play Immortal Sun. And then Banefire, of course, sometimes our control opponent countered all of our dinosaurs and we're sad, and we need to just burn them to death. Since we are ramping, we get to a decent high mana amount relatively easily. So that is that, and we're going to play some dinosaurs, and it's going to be fun. Nice immediate queue up against Dave. Hello, Dave. It's nice to meet you. This is an okay hand, since we don't have that turn 1 Llanowar Elf. Our opponent did mulligan. Since we have Commune with Dinosaurs, I think it's fine to keep this hand. Let me know if the video looks weird, because for whatever reason the update like messed with my OBS settings and it wouldn't do a game capture. It would only do window capture. So we're gonna play Rootbound Crag. It's fine. We didn't have a turn 1 anyway, and we might draw something else that we would rather play tapped. So we're gonna go on Commune, get a Forest, and Commune again. And I think we want the Raptor, or do we want to make sure we can get to 4? Since we have a decent amount of stuff, I think it's better to just make sure we can get to 4. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Yeah, OBS, I'm recording now in a window capture as opposed to what I usually do, which is game capture. So just let me know if it looks weird. Let me also know if it sounds weird. All right, let's play a Forest, and let us play. Does it accept mana abilities? No, so if this does not say. Ah, it does. It does. That isn't a mana ability. I'm stupid. I guess we Brontodon then. Brontodon has more power, so I might want to use that for Savage Stomp. Although I guess technically I could Armasaur now and Brontodon the turn after, but so that has to die. Our opponent is on Elves, I suppose. We drew all of our Brontodons, so that's hilarious. Yeah. So I'm going to Brontodon. That is a sorcery. My opponent's probably not going to double block. But what we're going to do is we're going to use this one. There we go. We're going on this. The reason I do that is I might need a block. But if we lose by 1 damage, oops, but. Alright. If we can draw an untapped land here, Regisaur Alpha is going to help us kill this Vivien Reid. That said, as of right now, our opponent's Vivien Reid is going to take at least 3. Where's she at? Oh, this is a really awesome feature. You can push the stack over. That's really helpful. I really like a lot of the additions, like the random quality of life additions of this update. Sure. Well, we can kill Vivien Reid, so that's nice. I would like you to die. We don't want them getting any value over us, and we'll just play. We'll play another Brontodon, because why not? Yeah, I'm kind of glad we didn't take the Ripjaw Raptor. Carnage Tyrant. Well, that's unfortunate. I will play Ripjaw Raptor. And no attacks. I'd like our opponent not to have the bite card. Oh, another Carnage Tyrant. How droll. Alright, we have a Regisaur Alpha. We're kind of just sitting, waiting, because our opponent's creatures will eat ours. We'll eat theirs, but sure. Your opponent's just playing big green things. It's very helpful that I got rid of that Vivien. Alright, well, I could use land in... Well, I could use a Carnage Tyrant in a land. I could use... Okay, sure. I mean, our opponent still doesn't have great attacks. Savage Stomp is probably great, because I can kill Steel Leaf with my Ripjaw Raptor and draw a card. Yeah, seems pretty good to me. And you really want to use it on the Ripjaw Raptor, I think, because you want to guarantee the card. Let me just make sure. 5/4, no cards in hand. Let's do it. It makes it nice and large, a swole boy. We get that nice card draw. Commune with Dinosaurs draws me a dinosaur. grab this Territorial Allosaurus, or would I rather... Would I rather get a land? No, I'm pretty sure it's this. And let us just play another Brontodon. Sure. Mono green doesn't have board wipes. I don't think. Jadelight? Sure. Didn't expect that. Look at the top 7 cards. You may put a creature card. Oh. I assume they were going to keep that on top. Well, I drew another Allosaurus. Didn't really want it. Guess I'm just going to play the Armasaur. Because I don't need the 5/5 body right now. What is this? What does this say? Whenever an opponent activates. Okay. So I can't activate their Nullhide Ferox to get the value. Yeah. I could just be attacking with the Ripjaw Raptor. I don't think that's correct, though. I need my opponent... This is top 7? Jeez. So I do need my opponent to kind of whiff here on this Vivien's Invocation. Why did you do that? Why did they do that? I mean, I guess I'll find out. When a creature is put onto the battlefield this way, it deals damage to target creature and opponent. I have no idea why they did that. Alright, well, let's see what they get. An Allosaurus, sure. I assume they're going to hit one of my Brontodons, one of the 4/5 Brontodons. Yep, that is fine. So next turn I can start using my Allosaurus, my Allosauri, to kill things. But I would like to save them. Yeah. So I'm looking at Carnage Tyrant of my own. Immortal Sun of my own would be very helpful. Turn this into a 7/6. Or a 6/7, sorry. And my opponent can't really attack easily into this because I can ignore a lot of it, kill off some of his bigger cards, and then Alpha Strike him back, probably for lethal. The problem is I'm under the same duress, especially since he has larger creatures overall. I just have more of them, so we are kind of at a Mexican standoff. That's not offensive, right? I don't care. This seems larger. Interesting. They're going for it. All right. Let us... How would we like to block? Do I care about the other Carnage Tyrant? I mean, I could do this. Like, it's kind of free because it can still only kill one unless he buffs it. It can only kill one unless he buffs it. I think this is fine. Obviously, he could have a Titanic Growth, and I assume that that's what's going to be going on. I assume he's going to Titanic Growth the one that I'm blocking with the Brontodon and the Regisaur Alpha. Did I block that wrong? Are you serious? How did that happen? Okay, I apparently blocked that wrong. I could have sworn I dragged to that. I still get to draw a card. And unfortunately, I can't really attack with things. Man, that mistaken block was unfortunate. Of course, they did have Rabid Bite, which is good for them, but... And, of course, now they have a Gigantosaurus. I don't have Carnage Tyrant of my own. I'm gonna get a mountain for no reason. Pretty much doing that just to thin out the lands. I cannot wait for that one missed block to lose me the game. So frustrating. Oh, that's great. No, good. I'm glad. That's really frustrating. I've gone through more of my deck, though. I can't attack. He has really good blocks. Sure. Well, that's really bad. Oh, one of the things I don't like is that when you open the graveyard, it doesn't populate to the front anymore. It stays on the bottom, which I think is lame. Yeah, I think we've lost now. And I'm pretty sure it was that one missed block. Because we would have been able to pressure them if they didn't have that still. Yeah, I'd rather get more games in. Frustrating, but not the end of the world. Let's hop into it. The Jace Rednar. I was going to talk a little bit about the updated thing, but it's been out for a while. People know what it is. Thunderherd Migration. So I can go from this into this. Yeah, this is fine, because I also have Savage Stomp. We technically don't have a lot going on, but because we have Savage Stomp with Ripjaw Raptor, it should be okay. Our opponent, of course, could be on control, which means we might not have the Ripjaw Raptor or a thing to hit. They might be on control, and we drew another land, which is bad. I'll get my mountain. Crap. Okay, it's fine. Alright, so as long as they don't kill my Ripjaw Raptor, I can kill their Spybug. And hopefully draw actual cards. Oh, okay, they're on Grixis. It's not just Dimir. Might as well attack. I assume you're not going to block my Raptor. Alright. Immortal Sun is cool. I am going to do this first. Yes. This land. I guess we should attack first. That said, next turn I can play Immortal Sun. The Immortal Sun. So long as they tap out, I can play Immortal Sun. This is Grixis. Grixis doesn't usually play main deck answers for artifacts. You can definitely have some on the side, but other than the dispersal part of Discovery, which I don't know why you have no way of looking at it. Sunfall, Shock. Cool. My opponent's looking for land. I have way too much. I keep drawing it. That said, I'm in an okay position. Cool. Oh, wow. I mean, we had to play another one. Yeah, but I was going to talk about the new changes, but they've been out for a while, and video's like almost over, so not really a point. I'll probably talk about it on my. I think I should report my opponent. I think you should be banned. How dare you be called Hearthstone? No, I think it's funny. I'm gonna turn one Commune, I guess. This is hopefully another dinosaur. Yeah, it's fine. It's not a great hand. Yeah, especially not against mono red. Because we don't have anything on turn 2. Well, we're going to take the Carnage Tyrant. Yeah, so I guess we just Commune next turn. Is it any land? Yeah. Yeah, we might just die. Brontodon on 3. Can start blocking things, but it might be too little too late, depending. That's helpful. We'll Commune first. We have 4 lands. I think we do just want another creature. Yeah, I think I just want to make sure I have creatures. And we'll go and play that. So next turn, Brontodon into Brontodon Stomp. Seems reasonable. Alright, so they're limited on what they can do since it looks like they're stuck on 2 lands. But what they can do is hit us. Usually that's an effective strategy for winning. Another Savage Stomp is nice. This Brontodon might die, but things happen. By might, I mean probably will? Question mark? Yeah, they're targeting my Brontodon. That's fine. That's essentially 4 damage that we're not taking to our face. But it doesn't mean we're taking other damage to the face. Our opponent is low on land, or low on cards in hand now. So we might just be able to stabilize. So we Brontodon, Stomp, probably the Lava Runner. Yeah, this is better than playing Allosaurus here. There's an argument for communing instead, but I think I would rather do this. They're both wizards. If only one of them was a wizard, it would be correct to kill the other. But we pretty much just have to fade a draw here. We can block this, go to 4. Yeah, it's still going to be really difficult, and that makes it also hard. Yep, we're dead. Darn. Well, they had great, and we unfortunately didn't. So unfortunate. The deck is fast enough that I'm going to play another game. I looked at the clock, and we have time. There we go. Zeno Kurosagi? Is that the Bleach guy? Last name? No, I think it's Kurosaki. I don't know. Not a great hand. The communes can become lands, but it is relatively slow. That said, I don't know if a 6 would be better, so I will keep it. Put it on a hopefully not fast blue. Yeah, not fast blue. I guess I don't know that yet. Well, I guess I don't really have a choice here. I would love a Llanowar Elf here, actually. All right, blue-red. That's fine. One, two, three, four. I think Alpha here is correct, because we're almost certainly going to get to the 5th. We could also just get the Forest to, like, guarantee the Carnage Tyrant against this deck, which might be better. I'm, like, talking myself into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just going to, like, worry if I draw too many lands. I think it's fine. So, our opponent does know about these cards, but we want to play this because of curve reasons. We probably should have taken Brontodon. Now that I think about it, we should have taken Brontodon, because then we like have some sort of pressure on our opponent, and right now we have none. Alright, so they're on Jeskai. Alright, well, we have an elf. Yeah, I didn't think they would hit the elf. Probably should play the land first, but they could only syncopate for 1, so it wasn't too big of a deal. Running all ops. All ops. No way you have another one. Okay. Oh, that would have been interesting for certain. Drake man. I can Ripjaw Raptor and kill that. And we don't even go down on cards, because we draw a card with Ripjaw Raptor. Oh, it's so nice. So they're on Jeskai Drakes, interestingly. Delicious. Thank you. And next turn we'll be able to play the Carnage Tyrant. It's very helpful. Even if our opponent kills Llanowar Elves, we'll still be able to play Carnage Tyrant in 2 turns instead of 1. Teferi doesn't help a ton here. Nope. I assume Settle the Wreckage is a thing that's going to happen to me. But I want them to do it now and not... I don't want to give them a chance to wait. Nope. All right. Opponent almost certainly has Counterspell here. So I think I do just Carnage Tyrant. And I don't think I attack in with both at once. Sure. Gain some life. Can't counter it. So it's Revitalize is good in that situation because if my opponent was holding a Counterspell, planning on counterspelling me, they still have something to do. But luckily, Carnage Tyrant kills control decks, so that is all she wrote. Awesome. Utterly love it. Cool, cool. Let us open some Packules. Did the pack interface change? No. Pack interface should change. There was an interesting thing on the forums a while ago about having like 2 bars here representing how much of the set you have. So there'd be like 1 bar for just like 1-ofs, and then a second bar that's a different color for 4-ofs. And then like you could, like if you're already highlighted on it, click it again and you'd get a better breakdown. I think that'd be really cool to have set breakdown stats for your decks. Dominaria and Corset? I don't know. Buy packs and do things with them. Joda? Alright. I should make a meme Joda deck at some point. Speaking of decks I should make, let me know what you guys want to see me play. I do have a few in the queue, and I do remember the cards, or the decks. I do have a few in the queue, but should I be playing a lot more meme decks? Should I be playing more competitive decks, even if they're things that I've already played before, right? How much of these decks do you want me to build myself versus how much do you want me to be like, oh, this deck just top 8 at a tournament. Do you want to see me play that? You know, you give me some feedback on what you would like to see. I'm going to always be playing my rotation decks. Those are the decks that are for me. Those are the decks I want to play, and I love when other people watch them. But those are the decks for me. But let me know what you guys want to see out of the rest of the decks. So post comments about that in not just this video, but all of the videos if there's a specific deck that interests you. I'd like to thank Izimo, Dizzyfam, Radberry, Kyoshin, Daniel, Flowerchild, Zoraga, Madcosbad, TaylorMade, as well as 2 new patrons who I have not yet put into the system because I literally just got home. Their support over on Patreon allows me to play the decks that you guys want to see. Supports the channel. It's really awesome. If you'd like to join them in supporting the channel, you'll find links to that in the description down below. As I move out of this first semester, I'll have a little bit of time during winter break, and I'll probably be doing more things with the patrons, probably more streams playing just patrons. So if you wanted to get in on that, look for links to that in the description down below. Since friend matches are a thing now, join the Discord. Oh gosh, I have to do things on Discord. Yeah, join the Discord. Find friends to play with. It's really cool. Really nice place. Gosh, I should go. I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed being back. If you did, go and tap that like button, add a subscription to your mana pool, cast one of those comments to the comment section down below, and until next time, all will be one.